In class 11th accountancy, today I am going to start journal entries. But before starting journal entries, I want to explain you rules of debit and credit. These rules I explained you earlier also, that double entry system has two sides, one debit, another credit, and at the time of T-shape account also I taught you these things, these rules, but today we are going to discuss it again. See, in accounting equation, I gave you that detail that assets is equals to equities. Now equity means capital plus liabilities. Now asset is equals to capital plus liabilities, and if we want to know about capital, the another equation we can derive asset minus liabilities, and if liabilities we want to calculate liabilities, then asset minus capital. See, asset minus capital minus liability, the amount will be 0, because in the balance sheet, asset and liability side are equal. So, you can see liabilities are of two types. Already I explained you while I taught you terminology. Yes. Yes, equity means capital plus liabilities. Inside liabilities as well as outside liabilities. So asset is equals to capital plus liability. This is the basic equation, and by this equation we can form many equations. I explained you accounting equation already. Now rules of debit and credit. If you want to note down, you can note down. This is the basic equation, and by this equation we can form another equation. Okay, like capital is equals to asset minus liabilities, liability is equals to asset minus capital, and asset minus capital minus liability, that will be 0, because the total of asset is equals to total of liabilities inside or outside. Then now come on to the next slide. These are the rules of debit and credit. Rules of debit and credit. See, at the time of making T-shape account, I explained you this one. If asset increases, debit, decreases, credit. Okay, see another. Same rule for expenses. Note down please. Expenses also having same rule. Increases, debit, decreases, credit, and I gave you one keyword. Asset and expenses have ID. ID. Increase, decrease. Increase, decrease. Okay. Now three things are reverse. Like capital, liabilities, and income. If capital decreases, then debit. If increases, then credit. Same rule for liabilities. Same rule for income. Decreases will be debited. Increases will be credited. And I gave you at that time one keyword, that is DI. DI. Okay, please note down this table I made for you to give us the detail in summarized way. In summarized way. See, asset and expenses, if increases then debit, if decreases then credit. So I am explaining you again, asset and expenses. Asset and expenses. Increases or decreases. This is debit. This is credit. So I am making a small table for you now. Okay. Now capital, liability, income. Reverse it. Decrease, increase. decrease, increase. If you don't understand this big table, you can come to this table. That is a smaller one. Okay. Asset and expenses have same rules, while capital, liability and income have same rules. Look at the screen, then I am making it in a shorter way, smaller way. Asset and expenses, increase debit, decrease credit. Okay, and capital, liability and income have reverse effect. Decrease will be debited, increase will be credited. See, I am making another slide for you. Rules of debit and credit. Okay, if you can understand by this way, see, asset, expenses, increase will be debit, increase will be debit, then decrease will be credit. Same way, these rules applicable for liability, income and capital. Liability, income, capital, if decreases, then debit, if increases, then credit. Reverse. Die, D-I. Another way of presentation. See, I can tell you, I can explain you by the various ways. Whatever way you like, you can note down. By this table, by smaller table, by arrow, increases up, decreases down. Yes, same way. Then debit credit rules. See, asset is equals to liabilities plus equity. I gave you at the time of accounting equation. Same for revenue and expenses will be shown in income statement. We will explain you further about that balance sheet and income. Now, see, first of all, today I am going to explain you about journal entries. Debit and credit aspects of transactions are recorded and each transaction affects at least two accounts. So first of all, we have to prepare journal. Then afterwards, with the help of journal, I will explain you how to prepare ledger. Now note down, journal is a book of original entry, prime entry, but it should be chronological order, sequential, proper way. So note down, journal is a book of original entry, book of prime entry in a chronological order. Yes, original entry. See, whenever there will be any transaction, the accountant noted it in journal. That's why it is known as original entry. And it is in chronological order. Chronological order means sequential order according to date and time. Yes. See, made the format of journal. Yes. Note down. Make the small format for it. Date, date of the transaction, particulars, detail of the transaction. See the size. Yes. LF means ledger folio. Ledger folio means the journal entry then afterwards transferred to the specific ledger. Ledger folio means specific page number or ledger number given to each account. Like you students have a scholar number now in the school, that scholar number is also an unique number. Same way, ledger folio is used for the different accounts for summarizing, classifying these journal entries. Then debit amount and credit amount. Please make a format with the help of scale. Yes, okay. I will also explain you how to do it. See, first column is date, then particular, then smaller ledger for, then debit, then credit. This is the format of journal. This is the format of journal. Date, particulars, LF, debit, credit. You can make it from the screen. Then journalizing. What is journalizing? Note down. The process of recording transactions in journal is known as journalizing. See, there is a difference between journal and journalizing. Journal is a book for original entry in a chronological order, and journalizing means the process of recording transactions. Yes, process of recording transactions in journal is known as journalizing. It is a process. The sequence, I already explained you the process. Yes. Now, transactions entered in the journal is journal entry. One by one, I will explain you. See how to do it. Cash received from Raju, rupees 1000. One by one, I'll give you example. Near about 15 general entries are common. See, businessman received cash from Raju. Maybe that other one is there. Yes, Amitabh, Abhishek, Shahrukh, anyone. 1 lakh, 1,000 is here. That may be 1 lakh, 1 crore. Well, various items are there. See, that depends on the size of business. Just now, what I am going to say you, this is the basic general entry. Cash received from person. Now the rule, only you will change that name. Okay. In place of Raju, that may be Amitabh, Abhishek, Aishwarya, anyone there, Shahrukh, Amir. Only this one will change because an amount. If in place of 1,000 that is 1 crore, you will write 1 crore. Only these two things will change. Otherwise, the basic entry will be same. Note down please. Cash received from Raju. Cash account debit to Raju's account. 1,000 debit, 1,000 credit. Now, my dear children, never write credit for credit. In place of credit, you are writing 2. Okay, and never try to do that one DEBIT. This is not allowed. DR represents debit. Okay, now one more thing. In personal account, you can put apostrophe S, Raju's account. So note down first general entry. Then I'll tell you, I'll explain you how to fill it in the format. Yes, cash received from, this is first entry. Cash received from Raju, 1,000. Cash account debit to Raju's account, 1,000. Yes, simple general entry. Now you think why the cash debit, why the Raju credit? Just now I gave you the rules of debit and credit that will be applicable here. See, cash means asset increasing. Okay, that's why debit. And Raju means the liability decreasing, that's why credit. Now, this is some simple general entry. You can write Why it is simple general entry? Now my question is this. This is simple general entry because only one account is debit and one is credit. Yes. Now we are moving towards compound general entry. I explained you earlier also compound means, yes, compound means two or more transactions of a similar nature on the same date. Like you are paying salary and rent on the same date and both are the expenditures. So rules for expenditures will be same, and then expenditures are increasing, that's why debit. Expenditures are there, salary and rent are the expenditure. And why cash credit? Because cash means asset is decreasing. You are paying salary to your worker and rent to your landlord. So when two or more transactions of a similar nature on the same day, means more than one debit or more than one credit, that is known as compound general entry. Okay, so today I explain you all these things one by one. I'll explain you first of all the rules of debit and credit. You can learn these debit and credit rules, and if you want to learn smaller table you can learn. Now I told you that every transaction has two side effects minimum. There will be first we will prepare journal, then with the help of journal we will prepare ledger. Journal is original entry book, it is in chronological order. Then I told you how to make format of journal, and then the process of recording transaction is journalizing. Then I gave you simple journal entry. Simple means one debit, one credit, and compound means multiple debit or single credit. Okay? Yes. Now, I am sure you all must understood the today's topic. Then tomorrow I'll explain you how to fill these general entry in that format.